Alright, welcome back to PSC. And what I wanted to do today was talk about T5Customkydex. Jerry was one of the first people to jump on board with me when I started putting my plan out for what I wanted to do for reviews and gear reviews and selection. And I spent a lot of time talking to Jerry about a lot of things, what I liked about holsters, what I didn't like about some of the holsters that are on the market. But Kydex holsters hold I guess you could say, a special place in my heart. For a long time I made my own holsters, and until it became too time consuming, I used to make some for some of the other instructors that work with me. So I knew what I was doing when I went to go do some research, looking for a manufacturer to make a holster that I wanted, something that fit all the needs. And I see a lot of the, I guess you could call them big box stores, or the larger companies like Bravo Concealment and Raven Concealment, companies like that mass produce holsters that I just don't see the quality control there that you do when you get the smaller companies that are, I guess you could say, still making a name for themselves. So Jerry went ahead and sent me an inside the waistband appendix carry, which is called their Hitchhiker, and then an outside the waistband. I had to make both of them for my Glock 19 with the Surefire X300 Ultra, the A model, because I'm not a fan of the screw type. And I would say he did an exceptional job. I've had these for a few weeks now. I didn't just crack open the box and give him a whole bunch of praise and kudos and make it seem like he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. However, if nothing else, he's an artist, to say the least. If you follow him on Instagram, he posts pictures daily of a lot of the gear that he manufactures, and the color combinations and the patterns that he chooses to make the holsters are nothing short of phenomenal. So right now, I want to just show you real quickly the outside the waistband. So the outside the waistband for me is an essential holster, because during training I need something that's reliable, durable, is fast, yet still has good retention. I teach a lot of classes, everything from basic, advanced live fire, low light, which is one of the reasons why I run everything with a flashlight. So he sent me their outside the waistband, and right off the bat I noticed the fit and finish is phenomenal. It's not a quick little lay in a press and push, pull, throw in a box and mail off to a customer. You can see that the sweat guard is high but not too high. The Kydex itself, once finished, the molding and cutting has been smoothed. All of the rivets, these are I guess you'd call them storm gray, the storm gray rivets that match the backing, so it's a two-tone with a tan up front and a storm gray in the rear. And then he has an assortment of belt clips, these being standard, these being the fast 1.5 inch. And what is the greatest thing, let me get this done for the YouTubers out there, magazine out, chamber check, nothing in there. Alright, so right off the bat you can hear a solid click, so it's got great retention. When it's on, the belt loops help keep a little pressure on it, draws out fast, back into the holster fast. There's no searching for it. The way we teach reholstering a firearm, just to guide the holster or the firearm to the rear of the holster and then rotate into place. And that's very easy to do. You can see that it's been fit and finished to a very high standard. Forgive the scuff marks, has been in my truck. And then the belt loops are manufactured belt loops, not just cheap Kydex that was folded over, or those pancake style loops that seem to be popular with people for some reason. Alright, along with the outside the waistband, it sits nice and tight to the body. The outside the waistband holster sits very close and tight to the body, yet doesn't push too close to the skin where it becomes annoying after wearing it all day. I wear my outside the waistband probably 10-12 hours during training, and half the time I forget it's even there. I've never had a problem drawing, I've never had a problem reinserting the firearm, and then I haven't had a problem yet. I've probably ran it through about a half a dozen classes so far. I've got another class this weekend, and I'm sure that that'll be worn and won't be an issue. So the Hitchhiker is, I guess you could say, T5Customkydex flagship holster. And I'm a larger fellow. Sorry if you call me fat, not a big deal. But I'm capable of wearing a properly fit appendix rig. And I can wear this all day comfortably, even with the light that protrudes down. I found a sweet spot where it doesn't bother me whatsoever. I wore this the other day while teaching a class, and I bent over quite a lot during class and never bothered me once. It comes off and goes on quite easy. I was able to take it off during lunch so I could sit down and be comfortable while everybody was out running around. So just as the outside of the waistband, inside the waistband, retention is great, comes out easy, goes in easy, no problems whatsoever, does not hang up on anything. You can see that the Surefire has marginal scratches on it, but that's most likely from it being a different holster. So like I said previously, but I've made my own holsters. Some I still use to this day. These are by far the best holsters I've used. I've used probably a half a dozen different manufactured holsters from companies. And some of these big name companies, right out of the box, I've returned the holster because the gun either doesn't fit or it's so tight that you can get the gun in, but it takes 3 people to get the gun out. And that's the reason why I like T5Customkydex, because one, it's a family-owned business and it's literally ran by the family. Two, the quality control, because it's a family business and there's no outside forces pushing the envelope to how many they can manufacture in a day, the quality control is phenomenal. Even though T5Customkydex is a smaller company, the ingenuity and the vision that he has to make these holsters, honestly, I just can't be beat. It's a funny thing that he's actually a small company. I'm here in Southern California, and I was riding my motorcycle to work. Guy in front of me on his bike had a T5Customkydex sticker on the back of his helmet. So people know about him. He's just not big name stores yet. One of my favorite things about talking to Jerry is that when we get a few minutes, we chit chat back and forth and we come up with some brainstormed ideas. And I actually sent him out a knife of mine to custom make a holster. It's a Spyderco Jumpmaster, and I've never seen a holster for it. And I sent it to him, and when he sent these holsters back, he sent my knife and holster back with it, the knife sheath with it, and I love it. And he sent me a few different belt loops and belt clips, and right now it's running a pull the dot inside the waistband setup, and I couldn't be happier. As you can tell, I'm a Glock whore, and Jerry makes probably the best setups for Glocks that I've been able to come across. Alright, so some of the things that will motivate individuals to purchase a quality holster should be the quality control. But another factor that causes someone to choose a holster over another is the price. Alright, so right off the bat, if you went and ran the prices for a lot of these big name companies, you will not get a holster that is not in the triple digits after taxes. Most start out at $94.99 and work their way up from there. Add a light, you're talking about another $10, $15. Chains of belt loops, you're at $5 here, $10 there. So the Hitchhiker, which is the one that's in front of you right now with the quick release clips and the Glock currently in it, is $64.99. I've never seen an appendix rig that runs for $64.99 in that configuration. that is of quality. You might find cheap crap out there, but you're not going to find a quality setup. The outside of the waistband is $59.99, and then you start talking about what I'm intrigued about, and I have to have Jerry send me a couple. They're inside the waistband holster, which can be configured to run any way you want to. It's $39.99, and then the Sidewinder, which is intriguing to me because the way it is set up. It's an outside the waistband that is, I guess you could call it a minimalist the way it's set up, with a belt loop, a belt clip, and then like a pancake style clip. But I'm a fan of that for sure. And then for those of you who have to have the absolute cutest of the cutest or the most tactical of the tactical, Jerry covers everything from the thin blue line and the Constitution design on it to blood red carbon fiber and pink digicamo. So it covers everything you can imagine. But I just can't stop harping on the quality of his holsters. They also make an inside the waistband tuckable hybrid, so you're going to have a Kydex shell laced on a leather backer. I'm a fan of hybrid holsters, but with these Kydex the way they are, how smooth they are in and out, I have no reason to change back to a hybrid. Alright, so like I said, I'm a larger frame person, and most people can't pull off an appendix rig setup just because of the way that it causes the firearm to bulge or the grip to protrude. As you can see, although I'm a larger framed individual, I don't have a single problem getting to or putting away this from the appendix rig that Jerry has so aptly named the Hitchhiker. It prints a little bit, obviously, because I wasn't wearing a shirt to CCW or anything today, but for it to work, for me, it can work pretty much for anybody.